Hey guys, welcome. Today we're talking about a Batman you've probably never seen, Batman, the video game for Game Boy, developed by Sunsoft in 1990. And no, he's not the agile Batman who punches and kicks criminals. No. Here Batman shoots lasers. Yes, you read right. Batman has become a shooter character in this game. Get ready, because today we will see a game that is as strange as it is frustrating.
First of all, let's start with the controls. Batman walks, jumps, and shoots. Yes, shoots. Where are the punches? Where are the kicks? Where are the Dark Knight's classic ninja moves? No, in this game, Batman walks around with a laser gun or something like that. It feels like playing an old Mega Man rather than Batman. And the controls, they're stiff, heavy. It feels like Batman decided to take a vacation from his acrobatics and moves, as if he were wearing the wrong armor.
The combat system is all about shooting. You have different weapons that you can pick up and use against enemies, but no melee attacks. No punches, no kicks, just bullets. Batman takes down enemies with ranged weapons, and it makes you wonder, since when did Batman decide to stop using his steel fists and become some kind of cyborg with a space gun? It's absurd. Even the Dark Knight has lost his way.
Now, let's talk about the levels. You have the usual platforming sections, where you jump from platform to platform trying to avoid enemies that appear from every corner, and then, the horizontal shooter sections. That's right. At some point in the game, Batman climbs aboard the Batwing, and suddenly you're playing a budget version of Gradius. You're shooting enemies in the air, dodging bullets, and it all feels like something out of a completely different game. Should Batman have a shoot-'em-up style section? Who thought this was a good idea? It's like they glued in a piece of another game just to make it last longer.
But it's not all a mess. I have to admit that the graphics, for a 1990 Game Boy game, are impressive. The sprites are well defined, and Batman is recognizable. The city of Gotham is rendered quite well, even if it's a mix of grayscales that makes you want to put some color into the world. And then there's the soundtrack. Sunsoft has done an amazing job with the music, and they give an epic feel to the game. When you hear those beats, you really feel like you're in a battle to save Gotham, at least until you remember that you're shooting a laser weapon.
The game only has two main bosses, Joker and Joker. Yes, you read that right, only two bosses. What? Batman has a ton of legendary enemies and he had to stop it too? But that's not the problem. Worse. These fights feel more like drag racing, where you stand there constantly shooting, hoping the enemies get tired before you. No punches, no complex strategies, just shooting? It's not an epic challenge, it's just frustrating. You're there, shooting all the time, dodging some attacks, and just hoping it'll all end soon.
The main flaw of this game is that, despite being called Batman, you never really feel like Batman. There are no iconic gadgets, there is no dynamic action that you would expect from the Dark Knight. It feels more like a generic platformer with a reskin of Batman. Yes, you have the enemies, the levels, and a few bosses, but there isn't that feeling of being a vigilante stalking around Gotham. Instead, you stand there, shooting at everything that moves, like a clone than Mega Man, but much less fun.
To conclude, Batman on Game Boy is a game that tries to be too much, without actually managing to be Batman. There are no punches, there isn't the gothic atmosphere that you would expect, and the fact that they added sections of horizontal shooter is just ridiculous. If you're a Batman fan, this game will just make you want to turn off the Game Boy and read a comic or watch a movie. It's a title that has its moments, but overall it makes you feel more frustrated than satisfied.
So guys, if you're looking for a real Batman game, keep looking. This one might look cool at first, but it will ultimately make you wish you never took on the cape of the Dark Knight. Let me know in the comments what you think, and don't forget to subscribe and leave a like. Next review, hopefully with less lasers and more punches.